Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Well, the forecast easterly just kicked in. Had very light winds, but I've just had to drive the sail across. I've wound it up, I've got that light, I just spooled it. Now I've driven it across to the other side. I've just got to trim it a bit, which involves a little bit of walking around with this setup. So we take a bit of sail in, and then I just come up the front here and have a bit of a look. And you want the sail drawing, you don't want it to be sort of collapsing at the front of along the foil. If it's luffing along there, it's not doing its job. So you just adjust it so that you've just got rid of that luff, and that's doing about the best job the headsail can do. We've gone from doing about 3.1 to 4.4, so there's about a knot in that at least. So that's pretty good. Take our trip time down to Coffs, save us about an hour just about. It's probably a very different system than you'd see on any other boat, but that's just how I run it here. Most headsails have two sheets on, one running down each side, two winches. I just run off the one primary winch, which also doubles as my dinghy lifter outerer when I'm using the davit. But you can also see that I've got the dinghy hooked up. There's a strop there that I hook the dinghy up to, and that's just strapped on the back. Bit of water in it too, I noticed. So I just use that one winch for lifting the dinghy. I'm not going to put the dinghy in and out of the water while I'm sailing, and when I'm sailing I can use it to control my headsail. Good system. Everything on a boat's got to do two jobs, so there you go, that winch does two. Fantastic. Cute day out here. Now we've got a bit of breeze. I'm sort of enjoying it a bit. The sail really does help with the motion of the boat. I just point you up forward there now, you can see that bit of breeze is just holding us on the very slightest of angles, and it's taking a lot of the motion out of the boat. I think the catamarans are pretty stiff, they come back off a wave quite quickly, pretty hard, but with the sail out, all that motion's gone, and it does make it a lot more pleasant. So that's why I motor sail. It's like starting another motor, and it's a lot more pleasant on the boat with the headsail out. Well, it's been a pretty long day, and it's good to be anchored up in Coffs Harbour. Won't be too bad here tonight, not too much swell getting in, and we're going to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning, so nice and easy to get away from here. We just went over and had a bit of dinner and a couple of beers with a mate in the marina, and back early now, and I'm just getting things organised for tonight, and I'll set the alarm for about 2:30, I suppose. And next stop, Iluka. Bit tired, I can tell you. An early start to leave Coffs Harbour and get up to Yamba. Leaving at 3 o'clock should get us up to Yamba around about 6. Be a big day. Well, pretty early start out of Coffs and up to Yamba. We do 4 knots, it'll take us about 15 hours, but we're doing about 5 and a bit at the moment, so that's good. If we can hold that, it'll be excellent, be a quicker trip. Anyhow, early start so that we can get in up there with the high tide and in daylight. Well, the breeze has gone around to the north a bit, and we're in pretty close to the shore there. I've just furled the sail up, and I'm tacking out under motor, just giving ourselves a bit of sea room. I'll get round Shandon Bluffs here, and that should give us a better angle when we head back up towards Yamba. Hopefully, when I alter course to head towards Yamba, I might be able to get the sail out again and give us a bit of hand. We haven't dropped much speed. We've probably lost a knot, I guess. Maybe it was pretty hard on the nose anyway. Not as good as we had yesterday, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe when I alter course up here, I'll travel this way for an hour, and when I alter course, maybe we'll be able to get the sail out and give us a bit of a hand again. The wind is very variable today. Well, it's glassy smooth out here now, no wind whatsoever. We've come out a fair way off Shandon Bluff, and I've just altered course to head for the mouth of the Clarence. About 3.5 hours, I think, left at this speed. But if the wind does come up, it should come up from the east, and we'll be able to get a bit of a lift off it and head up there. Anyway, we'll just have to see what happens. Pretty pleasant travelling, but yeah, not much for the sail. Well, we're not very far out of Iluka Yamba now, the Clarence River. It's been a good trip. We've had a few good days to get up here. It's been great. And I'm a little bit excited about getting into the Clarence. One reason is, look, you might have noticed that Wombi hasn't been on the boat for quite some time, and she sort of decided that this wasn't the life she really wanted, and we decided to go our separate ways, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but It's life, I guess. And anyway, Steve I met down at Laurelton, who's become a very good friend. He said, I've got a friend that I think might enjoy your lifestyle and you should meet. So he gave me a phone number and he gave her my phone number. And we've been chatting on the phone and seem to get on really well. So she's going to drive up to Iluka. She lives down around Sydney. She's going to drive up to Iluka and camp there for a week and meet me. So high hopes for that. We're going to see if there's any spark. She's a good looking lady and I'm looking forward to meeting her, and it would be great to have a bit of company on the boat occasionally, or more than occasionally I guess, if it works out that way. So a bit excited about getting to Iluka and meeting maybe a new partner. Let's see what happens. But yeah, very pleasant travelling today. Another 2 hours and we'll be off the entrance to the Clarence River. You can see there's a fair bit of break out on this bar, and that's probably on about the line of the leads. So I'm not going to go out there, I'm just going to hook around this southern break wall and head in that way, because it looks a bit nasty out on it at the moment, and I think the best bit of water is just in front of me, and I'll hook around that southern break wall, and I think that'll keep us out of those breakers. We're here a bit early actually. The tide's still running out, so there's a bit of tide still coming out. I don't want to wait for it though. It doesn't look too bad if I just sneak in front of me there and get round that break wall. We should be pretty good, so we'll see how we go. Was interesting. The bar was working a little bit, but just by coming around that southern break wall, we stayed out of most of it. Got on the front of a couple. It's a good boat on the front of a wave. This thing goes really well. You can just steer it, so there's no broaching moment or anything like that. She just performs pretty well. Anyway, just got to sort of talk Anthony in. Looks pretty ordinary out on the leads coming into the bar. I wouldn't have liked to attack that because the waves are pretty big out there, but just coming around the corner like that, it it wasn't too bad. We got down to about 6 metres of water, I think, so it's pretty good. Anyway, we'll hook in. We might just go to Whiting Beach, I think, and stay over there for the night and see how we go. An interesting bar crossing into the Clarence, but we both got in okay. Anchored up, had a shower, time to go to the Sedges Reef and have a beer, I think. It's always good to get into a place like this and be anchored up nice and secure. Good feeling.
Yeah, I know, I'll get that in you.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, eh?
Good on you, Ant.
Right.
So we had a great trip up to Iluka. You did pretty well, Ant. Salem,
Yeah, no, it's
there,
good.
yeah, it looked all right.
Said the bar tight crossing was a bit dodgy for me, but
Yeah,
I knew I was crossing it low, so
yeah, tied one right. Anyway, it's good to get up to the Sedges Reef, the old pub here, and have a coldie. Fantastic.
yeah.
And the thing we just heard too, they're knocking this pub down the end of this month, so there might be a last opportunity to have a beer here. It's a bit of got a bit of history about it, I reckon, but who knows what they're going to build. Be a new Sedges Reef next time we come here, mate.
Yeah, mate.
We'll have to have a reunion.
Hopefully it's got the same feel, eh?
Anyway,
Pretty relaxing here.
yeah. Anyway, cheers, dudes.